Okay, so today I'm going to share how this week has been so far and till today, which is Saturday or Sunday. So, um, how the thing was, it wasn't easy, it wasn't as I thought it was going to be. It was a lot difficult. It took amount of time, pressure, understanding, watching videos up and down and doing a lot of things, but things doesn't add up. Um, and the reason why I'm saying this is because the first time I borrowed this laptop, I thought it was going to be, a jump start whereby I can send 100 looms in a day, but it's not what actually it looks like. It's way more, difficult. I don't know, but I believe this should be temporary because today I only sent 2 looms. And when I checked the time I spent around 6 hours. And I was confused where other times were. I was thinking, well, maybe I spent it in another thing else, maybe this, maybe. I couldn't understand where and how those time flies. And lately, the person, how the loom was, I can't explain how so difficult it was for me. I can't talk to a camera. I used to feel, I'm very bold. I can talk to people, audience. I can walk up to somebody and, a girl, boy, no matter the gender, and compliment or talk to someone. But when it comes to me doing loom, I've never ever, shake, not actually shaking, but I feel like I wasn't ready, and I think I repeated the same loan about 6 times, and that is for James. I'm going to pop up his profile here. So, and that is for James because he's a 6 figures, or rather, he's making 6 figures per month. So, like, it's actually tough than I imagine, and if you are someone who is actually maybe at the same page or find it hard to struggle, I want to give you something. I want to tell you maybe something that I'm going to apply and maybe it will work for you. So if you are feeling less productive, and that's exactly what I was feeling today, I was feeling less productive. I was feeling like as if things wasn't going as my I would just bank myself or punishing myself and doing a lot of things, thinking that things aren't just the way it's way more harder than I thought. And I realized that it's not the amount of time you use working, it's the amount of output that you give, or the amount of output, the amount of outreach you do, the amount of research you do, the amount of copyright, the amount of, it's just about more of the output than the input. So I want to tell you guys something really important that actually affects or have affected my life. Never underestimate the power of momentum, because momentum has been more of, I can't even say, how will I even compare to discipline? I don't think discipline and momentum, it's more of like them walking, hand in hand and other things. But momentum is momentum has changed a lot of people like Imam Ghazi, David Goggins, and so many people who are actually have the financial freedom. And as I say financial freedom, I also remember that anytime I feel like quitting, the only way I bring myself back in, the only way I keep myself pushing is asking myself 3 to 4 questions. The first question is, who am I? Second question is, where am I? The third question is, what am I doing? And then the fourth question is, what am I trying to achieve? So, and that also make me cut out my other bad habits, dumb scrolling, and that I think I used to be in a situation whereby I will be doing something bad, and then I'll be, man, I'm doing something really really bad, but why can't I stop? So I use those four questions to bring myself back in. If I caught myself doing scrolling, I'll be like, does this actually make me become or get me my financial freedom I'll be looking of? Because as a Nigeria, your number one goal is financial freedom. Like, nobody tell me. Nobody wants to be gatekeeper with his parent at home. I'm not saying parents are actually tightening you, but as a man, if you are 18 years above, some people are actually 16 and grinding, because some people actually go through a lot from their childhood, maybe either childhood trauma also. But what I'm trying to share with you guys is, you should always have something that will always bring you back in the game, because without that you will always feel less productive. You always feel like you are worthless, and you are not. Nobody is actually worthless if you can do something productive. And for for the information, I'm going to continue sending outreach, and I'm going to make a daily plan. I should send at least 5 looms every single day, and it doesn't have to be perfect. And I always put myself, I'll always repeat, or the highest amount of repetition I can repeat a loom video is 3 times. The first one is to adjust my word I'm going to say. Number 2 is restructure it, and number 3 is the one I'm going to give out. After doing the third one, either it's good or not, I'll delete the rest of the 2, and then I'll continue. And this will actually get me through it, forward enough, because it's kind of hard for someone to not understand, when you discipline yourself. Like, when you discipline yourself too much, I'm not saying you should punish yourself, but discipline yourself. When you discipline yourself, I believe it's going to help you a lot. I myself am actually working on my discipline, and I hope it's going to be something that I'm going to achieve. So back to what I was saying about the outreach. I believe when I go through some of my message, there are some outreach that I have done since on last year December that I didn't follow up. So I'm going to follow up with the loom. Some has actually seen the video, while some hasn't. So it's going to be a lot of rejection, and the only way I can make it is by me going back, standing on my feet, dust myself, and then going more forward. Because when I can't actually know what problem it is, or try to identify my problem, or try to identify what actually is keeping me, then I'm not going to make it. And quite frankly, I want to, so I have to walk my no not actually my ass off, but I should actually work smart and fast, because speed, when I do something with speed, sometimes it favors, and sometimes at least you should be able to know the amount of speed limit you should be going. Yeah. So one of my biggest fear isn't about me not be able to achieve my goals, but one of my biggest goal, one of my biggest fear rather, is not being able to be the son that his parents will be proud of. Like, I get it, most parents will actually understand. You cannot just go and walk up to your parent and tell them that you want to become an entrepreneur, you want to do this. Nobody's going to believe in you. So the only person that is going to believe in yourself is you. Because sometimes you might even feel you don't actually want it, you're not actually capable. But take a look around. Like me now, for someone like me, I've been laughed out so many out by my friends, family members, and sometimes turns out I've been laughed out by almost everybody that I told, and guess what? I'm going to prove them wrong, and people are not actually going to understand how difficult it is to fight your own thought and fight way through you being successful, and also you're able to fight when you are also in school. Imagine you being in school, you're going to lectures up and down under the sun, and also you're actually trying to be successful. Maybe you might be in class and your thought might be, what if this class message, and so many things are actually going to be difficult. So I'm more than happy for me to be able to realize this at a young age, because some people is only on their mid 20s or late 20s. That's when they'll start regretting the past, and I'm so happy for the opportunity I have now, and I've not yet fully understand how how this market is, and of course I'm going to figure out it whether it's going to be on my side or not. But the only way to be successful is when you bend the market to yourself.